Fellow Ambazonians, fellow British Southern Cameroonians, this is Capo Daniel, your civil liberty activist. I have an incoming call. Yeah. Now, two different address.
I don't get one address. You send me the other one.
Okay, ma check the address.
I have the place now also.
Oh, you look up here, chat history.
I don't look at my chat history. I send just one address. You send one person.
Okay, just send that person in on there. We'll send the other one later.
Eh?
Just send that one. We'll send the other one later. They live already online. Sorry, that was someone who is assisting me to distribute the flags. So, fellow British Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonian, this is Capo Daniel, your civil liberty activist. Today I'm having an impromptu presentation with you. I didn't have enough time to announce it or have enough time to prepare for this current presentation, so it is going to come as it comes. So please accept any mistake. I encourage you to share the line as well, but I'm very aware that, you know, I'm in Hong Kong. Our time is very bizarre vis-a-vis the rest of the world. I'm sure people in America are going to be sleeping. We usually have most of our viewers is from America. They will be sleeping in America. In ground zero now, it will be about very early, the early hours of 5 o'clock in the morning. And in Europe as well, it's going to be very early, so I don't expect to have viewers, but I appreciate the people who see me online and they join me to participate in this show. I really appreciate it, and it is encouraging when an activist, you come online and then you have an interactive presentation. So, fellow Ambazonians, fellow British Southern Cameroonians, I'm going to play our national anthem and then play a song to welcome you, and then I'll go to my presentation. As I say, I haven't really prepared for the presentation, but I have a series of things that I want to tell. I have some scams that I believe had happened that you need to know, and not that it is new thing, but these are things that you still need to know, so that we can wise up and we can make correction now that we are moving ahead. As you know very well, I have been on this issue for a long time, before the adoption of our president and after, and I keep doing it out of conviction. I have had a lot of attack, but anyway, I have when I come on this issue, I knew that already I'm going to have attack, so I'm ready for it. I'm ready, bring it on, and I'm going to stand and defend what I believe in and the freedom of my people, which is so dear for me. That is why I decided to take this risk to do what we do. So, fellow Ambazonians, you're once more welcome to this platform. Join me to pay allegiance to our flag, our national anthem, and our state. As I'm going to play a national anthem now, and later on I will interact with the audience with the music, the live music, and then we are going to have a time of heart-to-heart conversation today of certain things that I think I have to put it out there for you to know. So join me as we sing our national anthem. Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praises to our Savior who granted us our freedom. Allegiance to the hero who bought this land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise to never to fall. Here in a nation flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, once more welcome to this platform, the Civil Liberty Platform. So I'm going to go into music now and use this time to interact and welcome all my audience so that we can have the presentation which I've prepared for you today. The title is You Have Been Scammed. I'm going to go into an elaboration of what I mean, the scam that you might still experience, and what we need to do to make sure that we move forward, knowing that we cannot be scammed again, and make sure that we can protect our revolution and our struggle to its expectant end. So it's a moment now for me. The music is about 1 minute 39 seconds, so it's a time for me to greet you guys and welcome all my followers and those who are just joining. I want to greet my brother Che, the powerful guy from Shenzhen, and last man standing. I greet you, my brother. I want to salute Jim Tang as well, last man standing. Yes, Che, I greet you, my brother. I greet you, my Amba brother. I want to greet everybody who have the moment. I know today I'm expecting to have like half of the people that I usually have, because the timing is really awkward and there was no free announcement. Erinze Prince, you are highly welcome. Edwin Che, Scoop is a scam. Definitely. I'm going to give a little bit talk about that as well. And Scoop has been, there are other things that you need to know about Scoop that people do not know yet, that I have to tell them so that people are wise. Priceless, you are welcome, my brother. Babila, welcome. Hadi, welcome. I greet you. Yes, so we have a lot of things that I'm going to put forth today, and this is a very important thing to me. Tony Banks, welcome, my brother. I greet you. I throw a salute. Yes, so plenty to know. I give a talk on today, and you know, be very organized. So I want beg una permission. Say una go begin just gather and how the talk am. Anyhow we did, na say did. I also encourage you to share the links so that we'll get a more interactive presentation today. So I'll be very, very happy. We are on the right track. We are taking back control of our struggle. We are moving towards the right direction. The right perception is being, our people are being more mature. But however, there are things that we have to put out there. There are things that we have to straighten up as we are moving. We are getting into a critical stage. We are getting into a critical stage in our struggle. Yeah, J. Julius Taku, you are highly welcome, my brother. Glad Bemsi, welcome. I throw a salute for now. Ba Grong Bip, wait. Ba Grong Bip. Yeah, I like that name. I like that Grong Bip. Grong Bip have to be the normal name of that animal in Amazonia. I know it's very controversial, the issue about pigeon that I've been pushing for so long. It's something I've been pushing right as a university student. We have to standardize pigeon. We can do that. If American can standardize their language. American English was pigeon before. It was like a pigeon before. So once again, you guys, you are all welcome. I have a lot of, let me just throw it a little bit for you guys to understand. I'm going to talk about Paul Biya today as well. I'm going to talk about certain few things about that you need to know about the scam. More important today is the scam, and some instruction for our people on the ground. Yeah, I'm going to talk about a lot of things today, but I'm going to start to make certain appeal to the Ambazonia in you. I'm going to make certain appeal before I start what I'm going to do today. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit story. Abu Free, tough lady. I'm going to tell you a little bit story of how I had started all this this campaign about unity, all this campaign about reform and the restructuring of the IG as it takes form, so that people understand certain things that has pushed me to do the things I did, and it's very important, I know. Enjoy this Southern Sudanese song that I love so much. Somebody had actually called me to tell me to play this song today. So I'm very happy that every time I come line, some people want to contribute in what I do. I'm very happy. There are a lot of people who call me to advise me. There are a lot of people who just call me to talk. and I really appreciate that. You know, we are a community, everybody is far off, but through technology we can become one, we can see each other. There are a lot of people that I talk to every day, we see each other actually on video call. We try to bridge that gap of distance. So I play this music for this guy who called me today and asked me to play. Let me not share his name. Sister Tabasu. Ooh. So I encourage you to share the line. We are going to have a wonderful interaction today, wonderful presentation today. So all of you, Edwin Che, you are highly welcome. D. Eric, welcome my brother, welcome. Pastor Samuel Konjo, welcome, welcome. I think we have a few seconds for the music to go off. I'll have to press the music now so that we can shoot right into our stuff. Yes. Let me stop the music prematurely. I hope my friend who had made that specific request, I hope he is satisfied. And I welcome every input, I welcome every advice, and I welcome every suggestion on this platform. So fellow Ambazonians, once more you are welcome to this platform. I want to first of all salute all those our warriors, all those brave guys that we have encountered them today through conversation, those who are on the ground, those who have been in contact with us, and I want to salute their bravery. I've heard a lot of stories from fighters themselves who have called to talk about the challenges that they face, the bravery, the missions that they have, and it is our job as activists to keep their memories alive, to tell their stories, because most of them, when they go out on their mission, they know that they are going to die. Probably it's a fight for survival. They know that they might die, and it's very important that we celebrate their life. It's very important that we keep their memories, we keep their names, we keep their pictures for the future generations and for generations to come. It's very important that we know where they are buried, so that in the future we can give them honorable burial. And as I always tell people, it's unfortunate that we are unable to participate in defending our honor, in defending our country. But it is more honorable for a man to die while fighting his country than to live in exile. It is more honorable for a man to die in an unmarked grave in Ambazonia fighting for the liberation of the people than to live as a refugee. That is my opinion, and I wish that we catch that fever. Every country, most of us, we live in civilized country. Me myself, I live in Hong Kong. There is a place in Hong Kong where there is a mass grave where Japanese people bury a lot of Hong Kong people. They gave their life fighting for their country against all odds, and the British people backed them up, and they won. And today I have to enjoy the liberties I have in Hong Kong. And a lot of people in America, in USA, even in France, they had the French Revolution, which many people died. So any dream we have of a state, we have to know that there are certain sacrifices that we have to make. We have to be ready to die. If you are not ready to die, if you are not ready to sacrifice, you will never have freedom. We should know that. We should know that there is a price to pay for what we are asking for. And when we are paying that price, we should do so with honor. We should do so with maturity. I've seen a lot of anxiety, a lot of worrisomeness that I will address today. And I want to start by telling you a story and take you along this story. It is my story, and I believe it is a story of a lot of people. As a young man, I was a Baptist. I'm a Messianic Jew, which means I'm a Christian Jew. I believe in the Judaism way of practicing Christianity. It is no different from Christianity. It's just that we do so following the Jewish calendar, and we pray through Jesus Christ, and we practice through the Jewish tradition. We follow the Jewish calendar, the Jewish way of worship, and that is how. But it's not different from Christianity. But I'm a baptized Baptist. I'm a member of the Baptist Church. I fellowship with the Baptist Church. And as a young man in high school, what changed my life radically, which has affected what I am doing today, which helped me to do what I do today, is my involvement with the church. As a young man, I participated in the Baptist Church during summer holiday, there was a time when Billy Graham, he launched the Campus Crusade for Christ. And I joined that movement. I went to the Baptist mission and I went to the seminary. We studied about Christianity. And we had a mission to go out there and preach in the hinterlands. We were the people who go around showing the Jesus movie all around the areas, showing the Jesus movie, and people will accept. They will come answer the altar call. They will come and we teach them about the four spiritual law, leading them to Jesus Christ. That was really my first encounter with a lot of people, because I grew up in a conservative family, and that experience changed my life about the need of people around the village areas, even in the city, the need of people. There are times when you pray with people and they will cry. There is a lot of poverty. There is a lot of hardship. And before I left, I had gone to our village. I have helped my mother in working farms. I know the suffering of life. I went to school managing as well. My father was a senior civil servant, and he eventually retired. First retired, he became a mayor of the SDF. He's very involved in community building. I'm a survivor of the Lake Nyos gas disaster, so I have seen firsthand the suffering of our people. I have experienced it. I'm part of that experience, and I've seen the the religious side of it. I've seen that desperate need of hope. I've worshipped with the born-again church, the born-again church in Bamenda. I've worshipped with the full gospel, many other churches. I've grown up in Catholic, so I know that land. I know the psychology of that people. Even as a political scientist, I know the experience. I know our history. I've learned about our history. I used to grow up going to John Gufoncha's house as a baby, go there to his orchard to go and eat guava. I used to meet John Gufoncha. He was a bizarre person to me. There were always two gendarmes around that his area. And I always ask, but why is this man always like that? And then they'll say, oh, he was a prime minister, you know, it's like that, like that, like that. That is how I grew up. So these are my story, these are my motivation. This is where I come from. And in this journey, my journey, I discovered that back home, there is big desperation. Families who are poor, who don't have anybody in the civil service, they have zero hope of survival. If you look at what is happening in Libya, people trying to cross the desert. I've met two guys, young guys, who have crossed the desert, who travel abroad on foot. They travel on foot. They went and met many in restaurants in this Arab country, and that is how they travel. They came here as refugees in Hong Kong, and they have a lot of pain in them because our land is full of poverty. People are really poor. People are desperate. People don't have any. You see the people in the village, they are so rich naturally because God has endowed us, but they are so poor not because they are really, God made them poor. God has given them everything, but everything we have in that land has been stolen away from us. Our futures, our opportunities have been stolen away from us, stolen by colonialism, and now stolen by La République du Cameroon. The future, the hope we have, all have been stolen, gone away. You need to become a hand clapper. You need to go to the ministry and really submit yourself for them to accept you and give you opportunity, and you give chance to some few people that you bring their name and they put in some places, then you can become somebody. And for the rest people, it's just no hope. And I want to say, as a Christian, we used to pray very hard for poverty, against poverty. You have Billy Graham, you have Ryan Bonkeng, you have a lot of evangelists have come to Southern Cameroon to pray for the people. And I believe the time for restoration have come, where God now is restoring to us the glory that we have, the resources that we have, the stolen opportunities that our people have. There is a spiritual angle of this battle that we fight. There is a spiritual angle. Make no mistake, there is a spiritual angle of this struggle. The answer of all those prayers. You remember when Full Gospel came, there was an explosion of many small churches in Ambazonia. Many small churches, you find people going around praying with their Bibles on their hands and all these things. These prayers have evoked heaven, and heaven has answered. The struggle for the restoration of Southern Cameroon, make no mistake, is an answer to those prayers that have been made in our land. People who have been crying, they cannot feed their families. All our petroleum that has been stolen is being restored back to us. It is spiritual. Believe me or not. I say so because one young lady called me today and she was crying over the phone. She was crying that she wants me, that everything I say should come from God. She has been following me for a very long time. And because I shared a video of the Scoop launching in South Africa, she just said that I supported Scoop. And I will not be able to explain to her no matter what I say. And this lady is somebody in the diaspora. She just believed that because I shared that video, it means that I support Scoop. I tried to explain and she said, oh, I heard Mark Barata have said that you were part of one of those people who were in the system before. And no matter what I say, just because I have shared a video, for her it means it is equal to you support Scoop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. You have shared a video, you are a supporter of Scoop. So I will talk about something that addresses this particular issue because I see the sincerity of our people. And I see people like that. It encourages me, it doesn't discourage me to do the things that I do. It is for those people I do the things that I do. So I want to say that we have to operate in principles. Just like in Christianity, they say that you walk by faith, not by sight. In our struggle, we have to operate by principle. Something that our people have not yet got it. They have not yet got it. And since I am interested in the area of civil liberty, I am an advocate. I try to push that idea for people to understand. My interview that I did with the AIP, the link has been deleted from the SCBC. I heard also that Martin, who is the guy of Tiger One, had an interview there and the link has been deleted. And a lot of people, when we have debate and stuff like that, I have been talking about this issue right from almost 1 year ago, that SCBC needs to be the people's channel because we have paid money for it. We have an interest in it. We have a vested interest. We can sue them as a people because that channel has received money from the public. And I was crying out aloud like 2 years ago about this issue and nobody was listening. And I was doing so as a matter of principle. I was that time a member of SCBC. And I'm going to talk today about the scam that we have been scammed so that people will understand and they will demand better. So we have to work by principles. We have to have principles. We don't just have to work by emotions. We don't have to work just by emotion. I'm going to explain what I mean, the things that I'm talking about. And I'll tell you my story, so that my story in the interim government, so that you will understand why I do the things I do. I'm a very conservative person. I'm a self person. I'm an independent person. I don't rely on anybody, not my father, not my mother, not Ambazonia, not on anybody. My job and my God. I make good money, so I don't have any problem. So I don't need to be paid to do the things I do because somebody is asking me, oh, are you being paid? Who is paying you? Who is paying you? I don't need to be paid. I make more than $4,000 a month, so I can take very good care of myself. I'm actually a donor, a supporter of this struggle. So I'm an independent person. I'm not interested in jobs and anything like that. But my journey with the IG started when I was made a board member of SCBC. I'm going to tell this story because it is important for you to have the perspective of what I've been preaching over a year ago, and that is catching steam now. As a member of the board of directors in the SCBC, I made that choice to be a member of that board because the office of the secretariat at that time had sent us an invitation. We have a group in China. Even though I'm in Hong Kong, I participate in China because Hong Kong have just few. Ambazonian are less than 10 here. So I participate in China because China have one of the biggest population of Ambazonian out of Ambazonia. So in China we had a group. In that group, I was basically the country head or the country coordinator because I was the main person that contacted the interim government to gain information and explain it to the people. I was the main activist. And we also have few people who did the same thing. So before we were actually acknowledged as a group there, I was the main person. So when our group had an invitation that they want people for different departments. They wanted 3 people, somebody to go to the judiciary, somebody to the SCBC, and somebody to another position. And I said that, okay, since I'm already on social media, I will be more helpful in the SCBC. So I want to go there. I volunteer myself. And I went to to the SCBC board. I was a board of director, a member of the board of director. And what I witnessed there is very important for you to understand, because it will tell you about the scam that is going on in the IG. A scam that I want you to understand that it is a scam, and for people to realize that it has to change completely, even though we are all agreeing now it has to change. And I want to let you people know that this is not an attack to anybody. The AIP has come out and said that he has to be more effective. He's going to create a new government. So it is sure for everybody now that there's going to be a new government. But I need that before these things happen, you should have clarity of the changes that we have, so that when I put my proposition of my expectation, then the Ambazonian people should understand why we have this expectation, why we demand these changes. So as a board of director member, first of all, a board of director member means that we own that station for the Ambazonian people. We have to manage the station, we have to choose their general manager, we have to approve their budget and everything. So we were the owner of that station. As a matter of fact, we actually have to change the registration because we were fighting with La République du Cameroon. They sent a minister to South Africa to go and try to shut us down. So we had an idea to remove our registration. That company is not registered anymore in South Africa. We do it somewhere in the world, which I cannot disclose, so that La République du Cameroon cannot shut us down. So that is what we did. So as a member of that board, I realized that the person who is actually the manager of SCBC was also a board member. And it was not proper, because in a company, a board member cannot be the manager of that company. The manager cannot be the board member. So because you have that conflict in interest. And everything we put there on the table is usually, it was just a game, because the board member, the management of SCBC and the people in South Africa who are doctored by Atta Milan. He is a doctor of the people there. He's the people who bring them in, the resourceful people there. He's the people who put them where they are, tell them what they can do. And usually, in our board of director meeting, everything we say was just scam. It didn't mean anything, because as a board director, when the scandal came up about the SCBC paid money that Milan used, and he was said that he was using that money to pay the bills of SCBC, and I know that we had paid certain money in China to support the bills of SCBC. I asked as a board member, I want to see the contract we have in South Africa with that satellite company, because the bill was $11,000. I say I want to see the original contract, because I'm a board member. It's my company. I need to see that document, so that when I go out, I tell my constituents and the Ambazonian people that we are paying this money. I am actually sure that this is the bill. We may have other bills, but let that bill come from the management. He tell us, okay, we have the bill for light, we have the bill for water, we need this equipment, we need this money to support the staff. But the bill, in particularly the bill from the satellite company, I need to see that document. It wasn't provided for me when I asked for. It wasn't provided. So no matter what we did, we couldn't be provided. And all the decisions we made as board members were not decisions that we proposed. Usually, it will be the person from the SCBC who will come and tell us this is the things that they want us to do, and we will go along with it. And if no matter what you say, no matter what you try to suggest, it will never work, because they are the ones who decide. We are just there just to show our people that, oh, we have somebody in that board of director, and then when they need money, we take it and go and tell our people that they need money, this amount of money, they have to contribute the money and give it. That was our rule. But we were told that we are board of director members. We were really not board of directors, because it was just a sham. It was a scam. The board of directors of SCBC is a scam. I have people there who have been contacting me and telling me what they do. The people of SCBC tell them what to do. It is not the board of directors who tell the people of SCBC what to do. And it is supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to be the other way around. And when you are, I remember there was one time it was Akin, the guy of La République du Cameroon, who was supposed to come there. And I was there arguing, making the case that that guy should not come there. And the SCBC guys were saying, no, we want that guy to interview this guy, because he is he's very controversial. He's going to bring more viewership to SCBC. I was saying, no, we are in a revolution. Let's have a debate amongst us Ambazonians who have agreed for restoration. We cannot be having debate with people who are against us. That doesn't make sense. Even me in my platform, I invite everybody, but that person should first be on what I advocate for. which is independence. I cannot go and bring somebody who is against our struggle. Maybe I can debate with somebody who is a federalist, somebody, because he sympathizes with us, even though we have a conflict in terms of our projection. But to bring somebody who is against the struggle doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make sense at all. So we fought all those things there, but our opinions were just like formalities. What usually happens in the board of directors is that the things that the guys in the SCBC, which I will not call names, have decided, or the management have decided, will be what will be adopted. Our resolutions were absolutely a reflection of the will of the people of the SCBC. And it is the same thing with all the other departments in the IG. They are all just a sham. They are all just a sham. All the various committees, they have their people that the secretariat at Milan have put there already. And all the people that they say, okay, we ask China. China send us 2 people. Belgium send off 1 person. This guy come here. All these people, they are there not to make any decision. They are not there to make any decision. You can go back in your community and ask the people that you have seen in all this community, what decisions have you made? What impact have you made? They have made zero impact, because they are there just for window dressing. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them there, political appointees. They are there. The main reason they bring them there was to give prestige to their constituency, to say that we have somebody who is in the IG. Oh, I'm from the IG, I'm in this committee. We have somebody in the IG. And it brings a lot of distraction. It brings a lot of distraction. It brings a lot of distraction. So what you should know is that all these committees are not effective. They don't even know what the IG is doing. They are just there like IG. They don't even know what the IG is doing. And if they were actually supposed to be effective, they would know. They would know. What is really IG is the executive of the president. That means the president is a direct appointee, or his cabinet members. These are the functioning members of the IG. All the various committees are just camp made by Atta Milan, created by Atta Milan to put his political appointees there to have influence among the various committees, among the various communities. So all this setup that we have there are political setup which are not necessary in a revolution. Ask yourself, how many people did Fidel Castro need to go and deliver his country? He had about 5, I think it's 7 members of his team who have positions. 7 members. 7 members. All these various committees that we have, all these committees are not necessary. They are first of all a lie, and they are first of all contributing zero value to the interim government. It is just a political thing within the community that has politicized everything that we are doing within our various community, and they are not necessary. In my recommendation for the new government, I would suggest that all these committees should be scrapped. All these committees should be scrapped. We don't need all this committee. We need the interim president and his cabinet members. Let them handle the thing, and they are effective. We need the various branches of government. Elma, yes, you have had people who have been in this system, and originally when I was talking about these changes, they were coming after me, attacking me viciously. They actually engaged certain activists to attack me personally and do all sorts of things. There were people who were insulting. No, you are saying all these things because you don't have a position, or you want a position. You are not given a position. For them, that is what they see, because most of them in their mind, people are motivated by what they can gain. So if they see you talking about something, it's probably because you haven't gained that thing. But it is never always true. It is never always true. We are motivated by the freedom of our country. We don't need anything from anybody. We just want to see that country be free. We want to see the carnage stop. We want to see the opportunities of our people who have been stolen. Most of us come from that stolen generations. We want to see it restored, so that our people can have those access to their God-given resources to develop their life and live their life to their full potential, pursue their happiness, their vision, their economic goals, their social goals, their cultural goals to their full God-given extension. So we pray that the time for restoration has come, and it should really come. So that is the scam that is within the IG. Even the DOD, Before, when I came up and I was saying that the secretariat, I made that distinction. There was a difference between the secretariat and the presidency. Siseko and his cabinet was very different from the secretariat, because the secretariat was running all these country heads, all these committees. They were playing their games, doing their scam. Today they have been scooped. And when I saw it, when I saw that thing, it was against anything I stood for. And I decided to withdraw myself. Even in China, the group that I was in China, I withdraw myself from that group. I withdraw myself because I saw the people that they have in that group and how they are playing along with it. And I want to say to our people, our Ambazonian people, that you yourself, as a people, is accomplice to what happened. Your silence, your unquestionable allegiance to things that you see as good has enabled these things to happen to us. And we have to take responsibility of our mistake, our shortcomings, in order for us to correct this error and make sure that we move on a solid foundation. You have to take the responsibility. Remember when the DOD came up and they were asking all the communities to contribute $10,000 US. $10,000 US. And I raised questions and people were saying, why are you doing this? Why? It's because you have come out of the IG. It's because they never give you position. As a matter of fact, I was actually offered a position there and I refused because it did not make any sense for me. You are giving me a position to come and do what? I'm already an activist. I'm focused here. What I can do best for the struggle is to advocate for things like this. If there is maybe some meeting or some committee somewhere, I'll go there, but to come and say that you come and take this position here. I carry my big head to go and carry the position, and I will sit there for what? Doing what? Why people are dying? Are we fighting for positions and all those type of stuff? So even if you are in your community and they call you and say that we want to give you this position, if you yourself, you are accepting it, then you are also an accomplice to that position. And you, the Ambazonian people, in particularly you, the population in the diaspora, I want you to see the scam that you have been scammed. And I want you to take responsibility. Because if you are unable to take responsibility, the same thing will happen in the short run. You were scammed by the DOD. What question have you asked? What question have you asked? They came to your community and asked you to give $10,000 US. You collected the $10,000 US. You go and give it there. And now you heard that the DOD did not exist. Have you gone back to your community leader and asked them about these things? The probability is that no, you have not. You have not. Because I am in contact with almost all communities and people feed me back. You have not. You have even forgotten that anything existed like this. And how do you think you can protect yourself in the future? How do you think you can send a message to the IG or the future IG, the new government, to be able to protect our interests as a people? It is by us demonstrating to them that we are wise, we are knowledgeable, we can hold them to account, that is going to make them to be to have that incentive to do the right thing. So I want you to go back to your country and ask them what happened with the money for the DOD. And if the people cannot account to you, then tell them we cannot send you back to the interim government. Anybody that you have sent them to the DOD and they cannot account to you anything, they cannot tell you anything, tell them come back home. Come back home, man. Next time if we want to give them money, we will give them directly. We will not send you there. Because all those people have been corrupted. Most of the people were susceptible because they were not politically savvy. These were not even activists or people who have that strong heart. To deal with politics in a revolution needs certain character. Not any type of Tom and Jerry can handle the type of things that we have to handle. So when you carry the Joe next door and you send him to the IG to give him a political position, what do you think the impact he's going to have in himself? You hear that money corrupts. Power even corrupts more than money. Power corrupts more than money. And we should make sure that the type of people that we put in positions, even in your community, should be people that have a track record. You can look at this person, his background, and you see that, no, this is somebody we can trust. And then you can make that recommendation for that person to be in a position to protect your interests. Don't just come because somebody looks good, somebody talks good, and then you put him there. So our people need to take their responsibility. About that DOD, about the scam of that DOD, a lot of you, when the IG the IG came up and they said that they have launched an investigation, and the investigation was supposed to be announced just before Nalova was released. It was supposed to be announced, the result. How many people, when they come and say that they want to do the new investigation because Nalova there have been key weaknesses that have been released, so they have to talk to these people. That is why they extended the investigation, and now they have come with a result. On that result, it is now not based on these people, Nalova, that they wanted to talk to, or Dr. Ojong. It was now based about Dr. Akwanga, Atta Milan, and Dr. Ayabacho. How many of you people even try to remember what has happened? How many of you? You can just be scammed so easily like that. You remember that the IG wanted to release the result. They were supposed to release the result. The day that Nalova was released, they were supposed to release the result of the investigation, which means that they had already investigated according to them. They had already investigated. And it pained me because I was somebody who had been an IG fanatic. I love our president. As a matter of fact, I carried my allegiance with me so visibly. When he was adopted, I actually shed tears for him because I love him so much. Because that is how we project ourselves, our leader. We raise them up. We raise them up for the world to see that these are our leaders. So I decided to take upon myself that time. Let me go and do something about it. I can do something about it. I can actually go down there, make some few contacts with my small knowledge from law. I can actually investigate and take responsibility to give the people some answer. And because I went there has triggered a lot of things. My going there have triggered a lot of things for people to really question the information that they have. So don't walk by emotions. Don't walk by allegiance. Walk by principles. As the American says, support your country all the time, but your government, support him only when he deserves it. Don't just support the IG all the time. Don't just support the IG all the time. Otherwise, they will be corrupt. Support it when it deserves it. Support it based on principles. So when they played around with that investigation, what did you guys do? Remember when I did my investigation, what was a lot of people do? You are not professional. You are not. Everybody have 1,000 questions. 1,000 questions. I played the audio of Atta Milan's, my interview with him and everything. And when Dr. Success released an audio and said that he gave me information, and based on that, some people just discarded all the investigation. They discarded everything because of that one word. And there were people who wanted to attack it. They were quoting him and they would say, Dr. Success said that he gave you information, so it means that everything you did was him. It sounds so ridiculous, but the people still believe it. And they don't see themselves as being the problem. The way you accept things makes you the problem. Okay, the people who came out to attack me, that they send them to come and attack me, all those activists, they come and attack me, all is because of Dr. Success. Now the same Dr. Success is telling them many other things. Why they don't accept what the Dr. Success is saying now? Why they don't? Do you people ask them? If somebody was there and he come and use it, he used Dr. Success as a reference point to destroy something. Now Dr. Success is actually telling them other things. Why don't you tell them to hold them to that standard? Okay, Dr. Success is the truth teller. He has said more things. Forget about Capo Daniel. What about these other things that he's saying? Why don't you also accept them? Why don't you also accept them? So our public way of accepting every type of things is a problem. We need to have principles. We need to have principles and have courage. We need to have courage. If you cannot challenge the authority, if you cannot speak out like Honorable Weber, nothing will change. Because politicians, even as good as you are, if you take political positions, it is going to corrupt you. We need to have principles. We need to have principles. So I will submit to you that in your communities, demand that all these various committees within the IG should be dissolved. All the communities, all the various committees within the IG should be dissolved. They are useless. They are no use. They have not had one iota of value to the struggle. As a matter of fact, they were a breeding ground. They were a breeding ground for Atta Milan. They were a breeding ground for Atta Milan. That is where corruption takes place. Sorry, I wanted to adjust my phone. They were a breeding ground for Milan. That is where corruption takes place. We have to have principles. In terms of the things that we debate, we need to have principles, and our population needs to be open to listen to new ideas. They need to be open to listen to new ideas. Remember when we were in this struggle, I was following Ayok Tabi. I was his son. I was everything to him. He will call me, we will talk, and they will send me to say things. They need information, they will give me to give information. I will use my platform to mirror their message. I will use my audios to mirror their message, which is something I will do for every leader. And one day, I had been told by the secretariat that Ayabacho is a scam. I was going by that line, this guy is a scammer, he doesn't have anything. And when he came out with a video from Daddy, my intellect told me that this is a game changer. I should not reject it. And I came on this platform and I said that that image will change the ground. It is going to inspire people to start to act block by block for real. It has a potential because the history of Southern Cameroon, we have never seen anything like that. We have never seen anything like that. It is historical. And as somebody who have done political science, I know how it is going to change the sociological demography of Southern Cameroonians, which it did. And when I came here to say it, I had like 1,000 calls from the IG. They wanted to kill me. They say, you have destroyed us. What have you gone to do like that? So did Ayabacho pay you? Did they pay you? Why should you go and give him that type of credit, that type of praise? It was the reaction I had from the IG at that time. It was like, you don't have to talk about him in that light. You don't have to investigate to help him. For them, it was like helping him. So if I was going by the way our Amazonian people are going now, I would have said that, okay, because I'm supporting Ayok Tabi, I will not say anything about the people that are challenging him. So I will just be focusing with him and put all my eggs in that basket. And where will I be today? We'll be lost. So our people, you have to have principles. Don't just follow anybody, including Ayabacho, all of them. Have principles. Principles. The fact that you align with somebody today does not mean that that person may not betray the state. The way we are going, look at what happened. My interview with the president was deleted from that. The link was deleted. You go there to the history, you will not find it there. They pick and select the people you listen to. They pick and select the people you listen to. When you do that, you handicap us as a people. You handicap the struggle. You handicap the struggle. You handicap the struggle because at one point this person is wrong. Another point this person is right. Now you see the IG have problem now with the Atta Milan. And then the SCBC go and call Tiger One. I'm not saying this was wrong. They called Tiger One to interview him on SCBC for the first time. You imagine that. Why did they not invite him before when he was working with the ASC? It was now when the Atta Milan has come out now. Everybody have known. Is it you're calling me?
No, I'm calling Mom.
Somebody's calling me. Sorry. So they are not acting according to principles. They are yes, I've directed it to my phone. Yeah, it's here. I've directed the line.
Your own number.
Yeah, you don't use that number. She has activated that app. I'll give you the number you can call. Please, sorry if that was my son interrupting. So they have to follow principles. Don't pick and choose principles based on what you want your political agenda. It doesn't work that way. They are now pretending now that, oh, you see Tiger One is on SCBC, is a channel for everybody. When he was when he was in the AIC, why did I not bring him there? Now out of a sudden, Milan have a problem with the IG, they are bringing Tiger One there. Actually, I want Tiger One to be there. It's not that I refuse him. But that action was not done out of principle. It is now done because now there is a problem between South Africa, which represents Milan's base, and the IG. So they are now bringing all these people to pretend that they have changed. The SCBC have changed. SCBC have not changed. Last time they showed Dr. Akwanga's video, he was in South Africa. I applaud that move. But if that was an honest move, they could have told the Ambazonian people what that mission was for. Did they cover the opening of the mission of South Africa, the SCYL mission? They no. But do they have to do that? Yes, they have to do that. So we have to know the scamming that is going on. People who are working against principle, and make sure that we put the right principle in place. The right principle in place. Okay, Milan has gone. I post his video to give a perspective. And then for some people, because you post his video, we don't have to talk about him. because he's bad, he's evil. Of course, I do agree that he has been a problem, but we don't have to run away to address it. You have to give me the chance to actually put it in perspective. Don't be angry that I have shared a video of Atta Milan because you don't like him. You have to listen to what I have to say about that video. You have to be able to challenge him intellectually. If we don't follow these principles, tomorrow our president is going to order the army to go and burn a village, and they are going to burn the village. They are going to ask the media not to publish things. They are going to censor the media, and the media will not will follow them because they think it's patriotism. That is not patriotism. We have to stand on democratic principles, even within our struggle. We have to stand on those principles. If we start to pick who is going to be heard, who is not going to be heard, based upon who is now supporting the struggle, then people like Ayabacho, we could have destroyed them and killed them already. We could have destroyed them and killed them already. Atta Milan, of course, he is now a distraction. He is now proven to be a scam. But he is a legitimate topic to discuss. And you don't try to stop activists from talking about it. It is not going to benefit you. If you just want us to insult him, we will not make sense, because he have a lot of people that he has already implanted in the IG within our communities that we need to address. If we cannot come here and debate the issue and prove it to you and tell them exactly the reason why we think we do that way, if we do not investigate him and bring you the facts, then the people who are following him will just think that we are a bunch of crazy people who don't know what we are doing. We will come out as ridiculous. Please give us a break. Please have us have our principle. I don't do my activism as a popularist thing. I'm not the activist that is going to come and post one thing and then because I have thousands negative review and then I remove it. No. I will remove something or post something only on my principles, democratic principles, principles for the freedom of liberty. So do not try to intimidate me when I post something or try to control what I post or what I say. It will not work. But you have to understand that debates, opposition, minority view are all part of an effective and functioning society. Any society that takes an opposition as an enemy will not succeed, including our struggle. If we now take all our opposition as enemy, we will not succeed. If we decide to say that anybody that contradicts against the IG, Atta Milan has scammed our IG. Atta Milan has destroyed the nationalist group. I don't know his motivation, but I will not come and now say that he has become 100% enemy. Of course, I've investigated to try to link him to make sure that he is really a mole or not. There are evidence that show that he is probably working as a mole, but it does not mean that it is absolutely. So we should be very frank to tell the Ambazonian people, no, this guy has been divisive. His vision for us is to become like a La République du Cameroon. We cannot accept it. But when you start saying things because of passion, because of hatred, or when you say somebody will disagree with you, you have to hate that person, you have to destroy that person, then we will fail. We are going to implode. We are going to destroy ourselves. We are going to destroy ourselves. We don't even need La République to fight us anymore. We don't even need La République to fight us anymore. So we have to have these principles. We have to stand by these principles. Imagine what has happened. The Milan has gone now and written a letter threatening Comrade Mark Barata. Mark Barata also sent another letter now to respond to him, threatening him, and everybody is happy. So Mark Barata will have the right to threaten another Ambazonian. Another Ambazonian will have the right to threaten another Ambazonian, and all of us, we are happy. Where are we going to? Tomorrow, our president is going to send the army to go and kill people. He's going to order the army to go and kill people, and we are going to accept it. And some people are saying, yes, we have to go after the people that we think are black leg in the diaspora. For goodness sake, we don't have to go down that route. We have to be tolerant. We have to be tolerant. Mami Appiah did not die for that. Mami Appiah did not die for that, for sure. She did not die for this type of society. That is not why she gave her life. They killed her anyway. She didn't give her life. Her life was taken away. Sidoni, who was hung in Pigny, did not die for this type of society. We should never ask anybody to threaten another Ambazonian. No. There are activists who have come to insult me even on my platform, and they are saying all type of things. I don't go out to start to insult them as well. I will say challenge me intellectually, but we should stop attacking each other, trying to attack them physically or threaten people's life. It is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. I totally side with Mark Barata in terms of the fact that he has to defend himself. If somebody come like that and try to destroy Mark Barata, I stand by him, in particularly somebody like Atta Milan. But we don't have to threaten people. We don't have to tell people to beat him, to attack somebody here. Tomorrow somebody can kill somebody there. We have not even investigated him. Somebody can kill somebody. We should be very careful what we tolerate, what we applaud, and what we cheer. When we see these things, we say, oh, yes, this is good. It may look good at one time, but at the end, it may destroy everything. Remember, people are watching us. People are watching us. Our donors are watching us. A lot of things are going on. So Mark Barata is not what Atta Milan is trying to say. Let me put that one out there. He's not what Milan is trying to say. And Mark Barata should defend himself properly. But we should stop telling people or threatening people. And any activist who is threatening people, the people have to not share it. Don't be like, oh yes, this is good, this is good. Let them debate intellectually. Let them debate intellectually. Yes, Milan has been a traitor to the IG, but let's not just put it that way. He has been a traitor. He has been a treachery to the IG. Yes, I agree with Mark Barata, but we cannot threaten him and tell him we are going to send somebody over there. We cannot do that to Ambazonian. It may sound good today because we all see him like he is that. But we should not threaten Ambazonians. We should not threaten each other. It is not acceptable. It is counterproductive. We should have a camaraderie spirit amongst us, a solidarity spirit amongst us. How many times have people attacked me here? How many times some activists, they engaged them? Some of them were attacking me because of Milan, actually. Some of them were attacking me out of Milan, but I don't come out to threaten them. The least I can do is just block them on my Facebook and not talk about them. Because I believe that you can answer intellectual challenges intellectually. And our people have to make sure that they uphold this value. Because if you do not uphold this value, the country you are going to see tomorrow will be so disgusting that you will not believe that this is what Manchu BBC went for prison for. So we have to do that. On that, you remember the same Atta Milan had wrote a letter before saying that the letter was titled, "Who is behind John Ba Akoro?" Who is behind John Ba Akoro? When I took that letter to bring it to this platform to address that letter, a lot of people were saying, no, why you should talk about this one? John Ba Akoro is like this one is like this. And I was saying, you guys, you want to crucify people who have sacrificed their life, their career, abandoned their family, their job back in Cameroon to come and fight for Ambazonians. Out of a sudden, somebody is coming to tell us that Patasang is a devil. He has a gang. Patasang have a gang. John Ba Akoro, Mark Barata is this and that. And now you guys, you people were buying into it. You people were buying into it. So Ambazonian people have to take their responsibility that they have been part of the problem because they have accepted every nonsense. They have accepted every nonsense and make our work difficult. They have made our work very difficult. I've been here like 1 year talking about the mole going on within the IG, talking about the scamming within the IG, talking about the scamming in the DOD, talking about the ineffectiveness of all the committees, talking about the political appointees, how unnecessary they are, talking about unity. The same people who were telling you yesterday that unity I'm talking about was a distraction, or is a distraction, or Milan again. It has turned out to be exactly what I was saying. And what have you done? What have you done? You are now just playing in between words. You should have principles. Go back to those people who were making those statements and tell them what you were saying before is wrong. Why were you saying the things you are? Because you have to rethink, renew your mind in order to make sure that tomorrow we don't have the same mistake. Because the same person will come and lie to you and you still take it. Now what the news I have to say is that the group of Atta Milan is not only Scoop. They have created another group to cover the Scoop. they have created another group, and they are going to scam a lot of you because people have not asked the same question. The same people who were, you trust them, who were defending Milan in all our communities, all those people have to step down by principle, as a matter of principle. All the people, remember these country heads, when our president was arrested, he was adopted, they had a meeting, the first meeting. The people that they were accusing, they named including Mark Barata, those were the people that they were accusing. And Atta Milan, who was there on the ground, who had all the questions that from initial, I just said that we have to talk to this guy. This guy is already a person of interest. They made a prayer for him. And the same people are the people running our government. All those people have to step down from their political position. They are important, yes, but they must not be in the wrong position. They must not be given powers that they don't deserve it or that they cannot function in it. They should create a donors community. A donors community for all of them to go and sit inside there. They will come and give them information. They will help to collect revenues that the struggle needs, because that they are very important in terms of revenue collection. But we cannot give them that opportunity to use that as a leverage to have political power. We cannot start to reward people now with position. Okay, you are given a lot of money, we now reward you. Give us some 2 people, we give them position, we will give you position also. It is not time to give red feather. You give red feather to people who have killed a lion, who have killed an animal. You don't give them before we go to Boya. We don't give them before we go to Boya. All those things have all those reforms have to take place. So one of the things that I also wanted to bring out is the issue about 2 issues, which are the last issue, and then I will have time to ask some to pick up some questions. There is the issue concerning our I want first of all to thank Dr. Akwanga and the SCYL, because they have succeeded to open. It is like, actually, I can call it an embassy, an Ambazonia embassy in South Africa. It is an Ambazonia mission, but it is not different from an Ambazonian embassy. We want to applaud to them. We will try to support them. I will also send my contribution for them to equip that building, because that will be the first official mission of Ambazonia recognized by the home country who can be doing diplomacy for us. Those are things that are worth applauding for, and I will encourage you to applaud it, to support it. And now we are already hearing about talks about Unity Conference. The IG have come out and said that they are going to announce it. But we now heard that there is a group of independent individuals who are helping to create something like that to happen. And when that thing will happen, I will urge my platform and all the people who support me or who follow my platform and all the various communities to support it and to finance it, so that the leaders can go down to sit together and have this conversation on the way forward, and bring together a framework of the new IG, so that it's going to be functioning properly. And I hope that this new IG will first of all dissolve all the committee that are in this IG. All this committee, all these ambassadors, all these titles that they have given them, they should squash it all and say that you have all, your function ends today. And let the leaders sit together. Let Bo Herbert, let Akwanga, let Sako, let Fongoji Dinka, let all of them sit together. They bring all their ideas together and they create a framework on how they want to move forward. A framework and a mechanism. Even Sako have said that they need a mechanism in terms of joint presentation of negotiation. And then let the person who is going to lead, who is Sako, who is our AIP, let him form the cabinet members. And let the cabinet members not just be his own people, but let he also have an input. You know, in countries you have coalition government. The IG should form a coalition government with all the nationalist group. And let Sako, who is the president of the IG, have privileges to appoint certain people in positions that are going to be comfortable with him. Let the IG function like the ASC. Let them have that type of platform. And let them also create a donors forum, or a community forum, for all the people who are in the various countries to relate with them through that community. And let the people who are called country head be told specifically that that name country head does not exist. They will be country coordinators. and only people in these country coordinators who can work with the other members of their groups, because every country have many groups. You cannot have one group and say that that person is a country coordinator because he does not coordinate amongst the groups. Right now, as it stands, they just coordinate with their IG group. In their IG group, the other groups that were kicked out, the AGC group, the SUIL group, the Maurice group, they are not coordinating with those groups, but they cannot present themselves as being that country coordinator. They are not. It should be specified that only people who can talk with all the various groups can be given this position, so that the various countries, when they want to vote for somebody to represent them, the people who are from the various groups will have an input on who they want to represent them, so that that person, in deciding or talking on behalf of those people in that community, will be talking for everybody. Will be talking for everybody. So that is very important. So on that note, I'm going to go to the next topic, which is about, there are two things. I want to just talk about the information that are coming back home. You remember we have talked about a PR firm from Germany that is in Yaoundé. They have hired a lot of Anglophones, some Francophones who can speak English, to sabotage our struggle. They are working full time. There are certain activists who are for federalists who are sponsored by them. That is from what we heard. There is no proof of that, but that is what we have known from all indication. It is true. These people are within our communities. They are pushing the agenda of federalism. That is their job. They are pushing the agenda of federalism. They are promoting federalist ideas. They are now also making audios. Their aim of those audios is to make us to react exactly the way La République wants us to react, to bring us fear in their heart. Recently, one of the audios that they made is an audio that is saying that they are going to surround Batibo. La République is planning to surround Batibo and to start attacking them from inside and surrounding them, and all the fighters in Batibo should run away. Whenever you hear audios like that, don't just pick it up and start sharing it. You have to think about the person who made that audio. What is his intention? His intention is to bring fear in the heart of our fighters in Batibo for them to run. First of all, our Republic don't have the capacity to surround Batibo. They don't have. They have 18,000 national active service plus 6,000 inactive service. If they have to bring all their 25,000 troops to surround Batibo, what are they going to do? How can they protect? Yes, Padi Asanga is one of the people. How can they protect Yaoundé? So they don't have that capacity. What they are doing is propaganda, and our people have to always understand. Last time they made a propaganda that before you go to a bank, don't carry your phone, we expose it. So people have to be very smart. When you hear messages or you see write-ups that is aimed to put fear in the heart of people, you should discard it. You should discard it. Don't share it. And a lot of people, sometimes they see we share things also, they come and attack you. Why do you share the face of people? Why do you do this? It is not necessary. Know that before the people on the ground, they send us pictures. When we see those pictures, we ask them questions and we try to advise them. Sometimes they share pictures. It doesn't mean that that is the area where they are based. They can go to somewhere else and take pictures and share it. It doesn't mean that that picture is exactly where they are. They are very smart people. Don't underestimate them, and don't think that people are doing things out of naivety. It is very important that we use propaganda too. It is very important that we show the world and the La République Army that we have people who are actually fighting, who, even though they are ill-equipped, they are willing and they have the tenacity, because it has an impact on their function. That is why all their SDO have run away. It has an impact on their function. All of them have to be on alert 24 hours. They cannot sleep. Their morale is low because of the propaganda war. So we have to share these images. We have to share them. Some people are thinking, oh, you give them, they are going to have reason to burn villages. Of course, they will burn villages whether they see those reasons or not. You cannot function in that mindset that they want you to function in. So we have to do that. And to our ground troops, I want to tell them that they don't have to arrest people. All the kidnappings have to stop. It is giving our struggle a bad name. The kidnappings have to stop. It has to stop. You cannot go around kidnapping people or putting people under arrest because you are not the police. Unless you have a capacity to keep people, don't arrest them. Neutralize enemy on the battlefield. Because when you arrest people, you show them on camera, the world will hold you to account to make sure that you implement all the treaties, all the right of war, the treaties of Geneva. Do not arrest people. It is not funny. We don't have the capacity to keep people and negotiate. You actually will motivate La Republic to send in search parties. So the news for our people in ground zero is, when you meet an enemy on the battlefield, neutralize them. Neutralize them. Don't go around kidnapping people, because for the world they will see it is arrest for us, but they will see it as kidnapping. They will see it as kidnapping. So there is no need to be carrying La Republic mad dogs and keep them in detention where you cannot feed them properly and guarantee your safety, because they can be tracked, or you are motivating them to send search party. So no arrest. Neutralize the enemies, because we don't have the capacity. It is going to bring a bad name to our struggle, because the international community are being told, they are being told as we speak, because we have people who are engaged in diplomacy, and they will tell us the feedback from the various countries and what La Republic is telling their own countries. And one of the things they are saying is that we are kidnapping people, we are kidnappers. Now we are petty gangs. And also in ground zero, La Republic is using it as a propaganda. We heard directly from the I don't want to call the name of some big pastors who have called me directly and told me that they are receiving calls from Ambazonian fighters asking them to donate money. These calls are not coming from Ambazonian fighters. It is coming from this PR firm. They themselves are calling people and pretending that they want money. It is Ambazonian fighters. They are threatening big pastors there, because the pastors have been supporting us. Pastors that when the international community are making inquiry about what is happening, they contact these pastors, and these pastors will give good report about our struggle. La Republic will send people to attack them that they are Amber boys, to try to create a divide. So we are telling the pastors, and we are informing people that the people that are calling people on ground zero and asking money, they are not Amber fighters. They are people of La Republic trying to sabotage the struggle. So we should pass the message down in ground zero. And there is even one, let me play a message of one who has infiltrated one of our chat group. And sometimes they also use mobile phones from abroad. Look at this lady. You hear her cry, and you might have heard this lady talking and crying in many chat rooms. Let me play her audio. She is in the Kunta Kinte chat group. I've tried to contact her from behind so that she can talk to me to verify who it is. And from all indication, it is one of those type of people who are infiltrating us. So let me play it so that you guys hear, and you can easily identify such people. This is a lady who called and was crying that they have killed her brother. Her brother is part of the defense force. Where is that audio? Let me play it. And I've gone around, called her, talked to her, and she found out that she was not who she was claiming she is. Let me play the audio. And that particular voice have appeared on many audios, crying, making just like an Ambazonian, telling people, hey, to run, and I'll play some couple of audios. Let me play it. What is that audio now? What is that audio of this lady? And I'll share her number so that you can see it. And there is also another initiative of Atta Milan. It is not only Scoop. And this initiative, they are saying it is an initiative to help Seseko from prison, all the prisoners of conscience. They are using that one as a disguise to hide what they are doing. So do not be deceived by those other groups. What is this message? I want to play this message. This lady was crying. Where is that her audio? She was crying there, and it's a fake lady crying. So when you hear audios, for those who are in that chat group, when you see it again, I start that message. Start messages here.
I contribute with it.
Maybe that one. Who's send that message here? Anyway, I'll find that message. I'm gonna play that message. It's good morning. I hear that gay voice, so that when you hear messages coming from this girl, I'll get that audio and play it, so that when you hear messages from this lady, you know that she's really crying. She's really crying that, oh, they don't kill my brother, eh? They don't kill my brother, we don't join the Ambazonia group. They don't kill my brother, eh? Benji, I'll verify that number. I don't want to confirm something and it's a wrong number. It can say, hey, they don't kill my brother, eh? They don't kill my brother, I don't go join the Ambazonia group, eh? But I call the person, I call a video call. I also try to call for other ways and I realize I'm saying a fake number. And one of those type of call the way you need for to understand. Say when you hear some person they cry, you know means the way they talk and are true. It aim be being for frightening people that mean they need to join Ambazonia people them for show them say La Republic the key them. Say La Republic the key them. So then get plenty tactics where they use and we need for white and we need for inform our people that mean them be vigilant. Mean them be vigilant. So those things are going on. And one of the things, I think the last thing that I want to talk about was the issue concerning the, I've talked about this one already. Yeah, the issue I want to talk about is the progress we are making in terms of diplomacy. The United Nations, I want to just update people, we have had this good resolution that has been passed by the Security Council of the United Nations declaring our issue a state of humanitarian crisis. Now the Secretary General of the United Nations have stepped in now and has postponed the reaction because that resolution has required that Antonio Guterres should design an action plan for Southern Cameroon, what they are going to do. And this is very important because what he will decide as a plan in line with the resolution that has been passed. If La République du Cameroon do not cooperate or stop prevents this assistance from reaching, it may trigger a direct intervention by the Security Council. But that has not happened. Guterres, they had given him a deadline. He has applied for them to extend the deadline. How can he do that? Because of corruption. So we have to know our enemies and what they are doing. But we know that that resolution is still there. Eventually he is going to bring out the plan for the practical way they are going to institute the money, how they want to use the money to help our people, and the plan to help them, so that if La Republic go ahead to stop them, then we are sure that we are going to have an intervention. So one of the things I want people to understand is that Paul Biya is our ally in this fight. In one way or the other, Paul Biya has become an ally. I've seen a lot of people who are saying they want Paul Biya to die, Paul Biya to die so that Ambazonia is going to have chance. On the contrary, the fact that Paul Biya is hated by the West makes him a very good ally for our struggle. Without Paul Biya, Ambazonia, I believe Ambazonia it will be very difficult for us to have our independence. Without Paul Biya, it will be very difficult because the world do not have an appetite for any division. They don't want countries to be separating. It is not something that they want unless you really have to push. So we need somebody like Paul Biya to be alive. Somebody that they hate him like Paul Biya. Somebody who is doing all the wrong things. If it was not for Paul Biya, Ambazonia could not be born today. Siseko would not be there. Tassan Fred would not be in Cameroon. If it was not of Paul Biya, his way, his brutality and the way he's acting. So in a negative way, Paul Biya is our ally. Issa Chiruma, their lies, they have demonstrated to the world that they don't have any credibility. If Paul Biya steps down today, it is going to be a negative impact on our struggle, because forces that are against our struggle are going to have the upper hand. So we want Paul Biya to be alive. We want Paul Biya to be alive. Let him continue to do the mistake. Let him attack the ambassador of America. Let him go and kill him as he's planning to do. They are doing all the opposite thing. When the court in Gambia has made the judgment on our case and said that when we have gross human rights violation, then it can trigger our right of self-determination to be exercised, or for a referendum to be sponsored in Ambazonia to determine whether we want to stay or not. At that time, nobody believed that we can have any serious human rights violation. So it was due to Paul Biya's wickedness that we are where we are. So let Paul Biya stay there for a long time. Let him stay there. Let him stay there. So we have to have this smart way of thinking, have this strategic way of thinking, so that we can expose his stupidity to the world, use the advantage that nobody likes him. Nobody in the world likes Paul Biya. Nobody. He is a shame to La République du Cameroon. The fact that he has been there for a long time, it is our advantage. Let him not go. we know that election might be postponed. Let us help to make it ungovernable so that election should be postponed. Let him stay there long. We want Paul Biya to have 10 more years in power. Unless you really don't want us to be free. Because if we want to be independent, Paul Biya has to be in power. He's the best chance we have. He's the best chance we have. So have that in mind. I've come to the end of my presentation. I hope you have understood the scamming that is going on within the IG system. And those moles and those cankerworm system that needs to be brought down. Those systems were put there by Atta Milan. And he has used it to corrupt a lot of people. They have given people positions even amongst our communities. Go to your communities and ask those people you have sent to serve in the interim government if they have actually brought anything positive. Yes, Alan, my timing is very wrong, but it's okay because I know most people watch actual. I'm actually surprised that we have a lot of people who are participating today. So that is what I have to say. The system within the IG is a scam. All those cabinet members the cabinet members are okay, but all those committees are scams. The DOD that was there, they were collecting money, 10,000. I came here, I was talking about it. People were asking me, why should you be talking about all these things? It has turned out to be scams. Ask those questions. Ask those questions. Ask hard questions. And also the issue, we should stop attacking each other. The idea that they will send people to go and attack another Ambazonian because they think it's a black leg is wrong. It's just wrong. We should be tolerant. We should uphold the principles of democracy and civil liberty. We should respect each other. The idea they are sending activists to go and attack each other is wrong. And activists who spend his time insulting each other. It will not help us in any way. Challenge people intellectually. If you think that somebody is wrong, articulate what he has done wrong. Expose it. If you can only insult or you can only threaten somebody, it is a sign of weakness. That primitive way of reaction, it is a sign of weakness. And Ambazonia should grow past that. You should not be applauding it and say, yeah, go for it. I hate that money. I don't even want to hear for you. I don't even hear that money voice again. We cannot build a society where you say that you can never hear from somebody. So long as that person is an Ambazonia, the person will talk. We will debate with them. If his debate is not selling, a lot of people will stop listening. You cannot say somebody cannot talk. You can just say, I will not listen. You have that choice not to listen, but don't tell people to stop talking. Do not do that. It is wrong. Because when you are fighting a just fight, first of all, you have to be right. First of all, you have to be right. I'm not even Milan is Bamoon. If you want to start to say Milan is Bamoon, where does the line end? The fact that you have one parent coming from another side does not mean that you are not an Ambazonian. I'm totally against that idea. Let us now say Milan is not Ambazonian because he's one of his parents is not from Ambazonia. I don't think that is right. He has done wrong. Let us talk about the things that he has done wrong. We can say it. He has brought scam within the IG. He has brought scam in the SCBC. He has brought negativity in the struggle. He has bring La Republique in our struggle. He has made a replica of La Republique. But that does not mean that we are going to send somebody to go and kill him. Or send somebody to go and attack him. No. We should not. Remember at one time we were also thinking other people who we are now seeing as good people. Remember in this conclave, I was the person who was in the conclave. A lot of people were outside. They even want to put Patasang outside. So, if you are now saying that anybody who is outside, we should kill them. We could have killed Patasang, we could have killed John Bakoro, we could have killed Mark Barata, we could have killed all these people. So, let's be civil, let's be smart, let's not be primitive. Let us stop this thing of attacking people, but let's challenge them. Let's tell them they are wrong. We will not listen to you. And let them speak as much as they want. But let us not shut up people. Otherwise, we are going to be doing the same thing that La Republique is doing. So thank you once more. No, when I'm talking about this issue about killing Marindum, it is because Atta Milan have threatened Mark Barata. He has threatened him. And Mark Barata has responded and also threatened him. That is wrong. Both of them have crossed the line. When you are threatening somebody who is an Ambazonia, somebody else can act on your behalf. Because we activists, we have people who are our followers. Somebody that loves you so much, take your word so much, can act on it. Our words do have power. if you say that, okay, we are going to send somebody, now it's time for us to start to deal with black legs. Some people, when they mean black legs, know that for some people, when they mean black legs, they are talking about people from another groups. They are talking about people from another group. So when you say that, let us deal with people who are black legs. Some people in the community, just because they are CPDM or they are SDF or they are AGC, they are considered like black legs to some people. To some people, they consider IG members as black legs. So we should stop emotions and focus on the content. Let's address things intellectually. I support the fact that Atta Milan is he's a mole. He has corrupted our system and he needs to go, and he has gone. Remember when the IG came up and he made his speech and he said that everybody who is in that interim government who is associated with that investigation should step down. Nobody steps down. And what did you, the Ambazonian people, did? You stayed quiet. You stayed quiet. When I talk about it, what did some people say? No, why are you talking about these guys? Why are you talking about Milan? His wife was actually included in the IG. His wife was actually voted, and we stand here to talk about it. A lot of people were saying, why were we talking about it? Today you have realized it. It is time for us to learn as a people. To work according to principles, not according to emotions. Milan is a mole. I can classify him as a mole, even without, I'll put it that it's not yet, he's a suspect mole. He is destroying our struggle. But we cannot say that because of that, now let us say that he's not an Ambazonian. We cannot say that. That is wrong. Two wrongs does not make a right. So, he has corrupted our system. He has brought La Republique system within the IG. We have to just simply take it out. We have to just simply take it out and move on. And move on. That is what I believe. So I'll take 5 minutes to see if there are any questions or anything that somebody wants me to talk about, or any topic of interest that somebody wants me to talk about, and then I will do that. Yes, it's not only the wife of Milan who was appointed. Remember when Patasan gave Milan the chance to appoint people in Skapak? The person that he put there is a strong guy as well, but he sent Jesse there. Jesse is his in-law. Edward, yes, you know, I have worked so hard to investigate the ties of Milan, and when I came out with the result of my investigation, the person who was protecting him in the IG is still there. Remember, Brado, who is Tamanyang Brado, who is the financial secretary of the IG, has been protecting Milan. He has lied for Milan. They have tried to frame him, and a lot of people were saying that why should I bring him? So, yeah, if there is any other thing somebody wants to talk about it, let me talk about it. Kapoya. Yes, Milan's wife was actually, after the president have made that order that everybody associated with the investigation should step down, the wife of Milan was actually appointed to be a spokesperson of one of the IG bodies of the IG. That is what happened. Can you imagine? And that was okay for a lot of people. And in many communities, there are people that we have been saying from a long time that it is a scam. They are collecting money for DOD. They were collecting money for DOD. Where has that money gone to? Go and ask them. The people who were asking you to collect money every month for DOD. And when we were trying to say that, the people were saying that no, we are saying this because of that, because of that. All those people you have been sending to the IG to go and be committee member, go back and ask them that what have you done there? What is the use of that committee to the struggle? How have you helped the struggle to go before? If the answer is we have not done anything, tell them to come back. Or that I should clarify Eric Tatos about Scoop and ACT. Well, what I can say is that there is a big difference between ACT and Scoop, because ACT is an organization made up of the constituent member that forms Kakuf. The IG is a daughter of ACT, of the nationalist group. Scoop is not a founding, it's not a constituent member, it's not a nationalist movement. It's not a movement, it's a group that has just been formed. And you cannot compare it with the nationalist movement that had existed, that had pre-exist the Skakuf. There is no comparison at all. Yeah, a lot of people have paid money into the DOD. A lot of money, I paid money in the DOD, and when we were talking about it, a lot of people, I was just so frustrated sometimes that I had to leave. There are many groups that I just left the group, because anytime you say something, the same people who were working with Milan will give them information to come and tell people. They were telling people that, oh, Capo Daniel is this, Capo Daniel is this, and they were believing. One lady called me today, actually from the group in China that I used to work with. The leader of that group, whom Milan made to be the ambassador, and he's now a member of SCAPAC. When I was in that group, and I went there in the conclave, I break grounds with them. He had that information of what they were planning to do there. He never gave it to me. And when I came, I tried to push things here for change. He attacked me, and we went to the main group, and everybody was like, no, Capo, we have to listen to this guy. I was just so fed up with the general attitude of our people, because they were so dumb, so naive. Somebody will come and tell you that an activist, somebody who is giving his life, taking all the risks for himself and his family back in ground zero, fighting for the struggle. As a matter of fact, the people who are now in those IG, those committees, are people who were persecuting me 2 years ago when I came to China to do campaign. Those were the people persecuting me as an activist. They were kicking me out of chat groups, telling me, don't talk your politics here. These are the people that we have sent to run our IG. The people that were persecuting Ayabacho, Akwanga, all those people who did not even want us to want the Ambazonian flag to come near, we have pushed them behind. Milan has come and convinced us that the nationalist people are people who are blockheaded. And we have all accepted and isolated these people. We don't want to listen to them. So the people need to take the responsibility to understand their role in this. Because if they cannot learn, they cannot make a correction for the mistake that have happened. All those people that you kick them out of your group, go and meet them. One lady called me today, we have a conversation, and she was talking and crying and talking about God and all this type of thing. I just tell her that, is it not the same you? When this guy, whom Milan sent after me here in China, came and spoke lies, and you guys know that he was lying, and you accepted. And today you are calling yourself, you are praying to which God? You are praying to which God? How have we suffered in this struggle? We have suffered. I come here for months and months, I'm talking about unity. People will attack me, people will insult me. They will go to the community and tell you, the Ambazonian people, that we are distraction because we are asking for unity. It is impossible for unity. That we should leave Milan. Milan is an architect. It's an architect. Milan is so important. Sako, our president, could not even do without Milan. The same people today are coming to you and talking to you. You are still listening to them without asking them what were they telling you before about this same Milan. If they are incapable of knowing that Milan was destroying, taking us back, then do you think the same people will still be the ones to still help you to take us forward? You must learn and correct the errors of the past. So, can you tell us why the IG fought act fiercely and so cool with Scoop? The reason why the IG fought act so much is because after Milan already have kicked out the nationalist group who are within the act. So he had sabotaged them and set them against the president of the IG, Seseko. He has created this enmity. It happened in front of my eye. He lied to Seseko about SCAPAC, about the nationalist movement, when he know very well that the law firm Foley Hawk had advised us that if we go ahead to create a government without securing a waiver from the host country, it is going to put us in jeopardize our struggle. He heard it. He knows it. But Milan influenced it for Seseko to keep aside that advice. He made that influence. With the nationalist group, he knows that they were pushing us against the type of principle that he had, which were totalitarian, dictatorial, divisive type of strategy. He knows that these people stood against. As a matter of fact, they had called us to tell us that they want to create the government before the government was created. They told us already that this is what they want to do. And the people that were standing on the way were the nationalist movement. So they want to remove these guys. We don't want these guys again. They are crazy people. So we already know that influence. That is the truth. We already know it. That is why he's against the nationalist movement. And that is why the IG The IG itself, remember, the people who are controlling the IG are the country heads. These are the people who have the power. Can you imagine the Joe next door that you know in your country is the one that is running this this struggle? So these people, they have already known that they wanted to create the government and give them this their chair. And now these ACT people, they are coming with this their new idea to come, and they will probably remove this their chair. So all those that cheer that they have put there, they are fighting for freedom of Ambazonia for themselves. It's not freedom for themselves for Ambazonia. As a matter of fact, can you imagine, these are the same people who were saying if I interview Sako, they are going to stop the struggle. They are not going to go again. They are going to come out from the struggle. So somebody who is willing to make that type of a statement, is that somebody who should be following, should be leading us? People who are going to say, if somebody go and talk in SCBC, they are going to stop SCBC. That type of mentality cannot take us forward. Cannot take us forward. So I think that is what I wanted to say today. Yes, it is very confusing for some people, because I understand when you are subjected under bully, under rape, it can traumatize you so much that you start to copy the behavior of your abuser. It is a psychological issue. When you see the people of Ambazonia acting like this, is because we have been subjected to marginalization and assimilation. Our culture have been assaulted so much that we are start to adopting the things of our oppressor without even knowing. You tell people that, I don't want to hear for you. You don't want to first talk now. They want to go for this side. All those attitudes we have to are primitive attitude. They are primitive attitude. You cannot shut up people. You cannot do that. You don't have the right to do that. You cannot threaten people. You cannot threaten people. All this threatening here and there, Mama Appiah did not die for that. Mancho BBC in prison, it did not die for that we should be killing each other outside here. Seseko was not adopted so that we should be killing each other here. Telling Ambazonians we are going to kill one another is wrong. It's wrong. Yeah, Mark Barata is right. Atta Milan is wrong. But they should not threaten each other. And you, the Ambazonia people, you should not be cheering along. You should not be cheering along. Yeah, go and get him. Tomorrow somebody is going to kill somebody here. Oh. Somebody is going to kill somebody here in the diaspora because of this struggle. Somebody is going to kill somebody. Our words are powerful. Our words have meaning. People will act on our word. Don't threaten another activist. There have been a lot of people have come to tell me, oh, this one I've said this about you, Capo, answer. This one I've said this one about you, Capo, answer. I don't waste my time to fight about insult because it doesn't add anything. It doesn't. I just do like this. This one insult me, I just do like this. Now small. Now small. I don't need to answer them. No matter, they will insult and go to a part that will make you to be really angry so that you can react. I don't have to react. It is beneath me. If somebody challenge me intellectually, I'm going to react. I'm going to respond to the person, challenge him intellectually. But the idea that you have to start sending people to, you can threaten people that somebody can beat up somebody will do it. Trust me, somebody will do it. You have to know that your word have power. Your right up have power. So don't threaten people. We are civilized people. If we have to threaten people, let's threaten the enemy. We have an enemy who is not an Ambazonian. Let us threaten La République du Cameroon, not Ambazonia. Somebody say we need to kill Atta Milan. No, we don't need to kill anybody. If we have court system and we actually we have to do the hard work to investigate, have our proof, then we can prosecute, then we can sanction. We cannot substitute the rule of law or due process with emotions. No, we cannot do that. Tomorrow you will be the one that somebody will say that let us kill you. It will be you that somebody will say let us kill you. So fellows Ambazonian ladies and gentlemen, I've come to the end of it. I think nobody have asked something that he wants me to talk about, or any subject that somebody wants me to talk about. I'll just say that it is unfortunate that we have this type of thing going on. We have heard of somebody have come in, the team of the SCBC. They are trying to reform. If they really want to reform, let them interview those of our nationalist movement leaders. Let them interview them. Let them have activists that have been criticizing them come on that platform and talk there. Then we will believe them. So thank you very much. Support the struggle. Support all the groups. And we are hoping, we are hearing this whisper that there is an independent group that is struggling to work out something for the Unity platform. Let us encourage it, and when it comes out, let us support it financially to make sure that our leaders can have the transportation to meet. As well as let us encourage civility. Let us do the hard work of articulating what we want. Let us not just talk to ourselves, but let us talk to other people. I also want to join my voice to encourage the Twitter movement that is going on to tweet more. I have a Twitter account also. You can follow me at Daniel for Capo for Daniel. I'm also trying to Twitter. I'm not too used to Twitter. It's an American thing, but it has a lot of power. I'll try to invite one of the Twitter people to come here and explain to people the importance of tweeting so that people can understand how it works. So I thank you all very much for taking your time to participate in this platform. I welcome all those of you who are keeping in touch with me to advise me and to give input. Keep on doing it and keep on the good work. Remember, civilization starts with a conversation. Let us have a conversation and not a fist fight. Anger, insult, attacks are all signs of weakness. They are not strength. If you are strong, then you will be able to challenge somebody intellectually, not just by insult, because insult is somehow many people hide themselves. When you don't have something to say, you don't know how to talk, then you start to insult people. So I thank una for camp here. Those who are for ground zero, where they for inside bush, where mosquito they bite them, they struggle. I tell una say we dey together. People them where they want support, una support my trip to Boya, una support LCYL, una support ADF, una support Tiger them, una support anything where they push me go before, una support. But me una be vigilant. I mean all man take responsibility for the struggle. I mean all una ask the IG way than they not like government. I not talk say IG na government. IG they like government. IG no be government. Because government go there na only way you don't go put up for ground people and give that government a mandate. Now it will get and just a governing authority for the struggle. So all when I put the IG the pressure, say me then do all the reform the whole the column. And I explain for when I find all these committee them, they not be needed. They are wasteful resources, they are divisive resources that was put together by a scammer. Ask for them to be dissolved in the new government that will be formed. The interim government will be best served by the cabinet member of the AIP, not the committees. If a committee wants to be set up, it should be a community of donors where they can interact by themselves. So once again, thank you very much. God bless you. Short live the struggle and long live the free Ambazonia. I also want to pay tribute to all those who have given their life, those who have fought for our freedom, and those whose life has been taken away due to the struggle. In particularly, the young kid that was tortured and hung on the roof in Pinyin, and to the family of Mami Apie, to salute all of them. And those who are in prison, some of them have initiated contact with us out here. We are in solidarity with them and their family. If you see a way to help. And the few people who have contacted me for the flags, yes, I have had more flags again. We have 50 more flags. We continue to promote our nationalism and our national symbol. If you need a flag and you are in the United States or in Canada or in UK, it will cost about $33 or $30 for you to have it within 3 days. Or you can look for another postage means. You calculate the sum by yourself, and if that is how you can get it from Hong Kong to your location, you inbox me, send your address, send your postage money, and I'll send it to you. Support all the initiatives, support all the group, and remember, take your personal responsibility to ask the right questions to your leader to make sure that you are not scammed. God bless you.